And make sure you come back each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, guys. We have 2 different special guests each and every week talking about all the famous topics. So, yeah, guys, let's move on because this is something that Donnie sent me. And, we got to get to it because, child, people just be sending me all type of demonry out here. Okay. So, here it goes right here. I'm going to play this video. Let's get this shot up in here. Okay. Let me play this video.
She knew that Beyonce was a high-level witch. That's why she paid her high-level money, high-level investment, just for Beyonce to say what she said, because it was very strategic what she said. What she said, if you don't remember, she said the ancestors are singing a new song. The ancestors are singing to you.
Our generations of loved ones before us are whispering a prophecy, a quest, a calling, an anthem. Our moment right now, it's time for America to sing a new song. Our voices sing a chorus of unity. They sing a song of dignity and opportunity. Are y'all ready to add your voice to the new American song?
That translated in my mind to, she's talking about demons. Because ancestors don't talk. That we know that biblically, ancestors can't talk. That's called necromancy. And we know necromancy is divination. And we know that God said that in the Bible, when we are speaking to the dead, we're actually speaking to familiar spirits. So the dead people, the dead ancestors that Beyonce was referring to when they were singing some new song right now, like she was saying in present time, she's singing this new song to us. We know that those dead ancestors are actually familiar spirits, are actually demons. So she is referring to demons that are singing a new song to us. Like, do you hear this?
God, I without defaming that particular girl, I feel I have so many mixed feelings when mixed race people are Trump supporters, because I went to check that girl's page and seems like first of all, she has a full-fledged video with white Jesus on the video the whole time. So, and of course the dead, the necromancy, that those are black, her page is full of demonizing, black people, of course, because she's perceiving their wrongdoings or whatever. But when it comes to now, and of course, I'm a Beyonce and Jay-Z fan, but when it comes to this particular topic, okay, her saying Beyonce is speaking to the dead, here's my question, okay, because I just feel like when it comes to famous black people, we always want to put the devil on it. We just can't accept your talent. We just can't accept it. So my question is this Satan or songwriting? Because when people write songs, that's a lyric that you would write. The ancestors are singing a new song. It's like a rap message. People are writing that. Is it Satan or is this songwriting? Put it in the comments. Donnie, what say you?
Beyonce is into ancestor worship. She's into Aruba and Oshun, the water goddess, the mermaid stuff. It's all a part of witchcraft, period. I don't care what race that girl was. She was right about that. It's witchcraft because, we have so much hidden demonic shit in our everyday, even in the Coke logo, 666 is everywhere if you're awoke and paying attention. Beyonce whole video, Lemonade, was a witch ritual. The underwater, the yellow, the ocean. She's always talking to familiar spirits. If you walk in her house, she's probably got a closet where she done cut up a canary, allegedly. That's what they do. They sacrifice real living things. I watched SZA on her Instagram cleaning her closet from sacrificing birds. So that ain't got nothing to do with Jesus, whatever Beyonce up to. That's just my opinion.
It has nothing to do with Jesus. And we don't worship the dead. That's the whole reason why
You don't
King
talk
Saul
to them.
died.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
when it comes to things like this, I feel like sometimes we are unaware of the worship. Sometimes like a lot of people don't understand, participating in crystal. I have, crystal rings. I have, those kind of rings because they look nice. But I'm not saying this ring guards me from this and this stone guards me from
Yeah,
that. I just like it because it looks nice. And sometimes people can develop and do things unbeknownst to them. And that's what
unconsciously.
you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Unconsciously, because a lot of people, like, I've walked in people's house and they're full-fledged Christian and they be like, oh, this is the God of fire. And I'd be like, oh, no, there's no other God of fire. So that's why I'm thinking, and that's what my question is it Satan or is it songwriting? Because a lot of times people don't understand what they're doing,
But
and a
she
lot of
totally understands it. Have you
you
seen
think
her
so?
concert? She has a porthole on her stage. It was spinning around like, you know how on the Twilight Zone it used to be black and white and spinning like a
Mm-hmm.
hypnotist. And then she had one with her legs cocked wide open. The vagina was the porthole, and she's got all these words: obey this, this, this. It's satanic. Taylor Swift does the same thing. Why they're doing it, I don't know. Maybe they
Mm,
just love the devil that much. But like my mama used to say, anything but God. Anything
mm,
but God. That's
mm.
what should be on the milk carton.
You think
Anything
it's
but
you
God.
think it's known to them. You think it's
Oh
known to
yes,
them.
most definitely.
Uh, JC, what about you?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Ms. Donnie. I think first of all, the devil can't create anything, so he's always about corrupting what is, right? And that scripture that she was quoting is Psalm 96, where it's like talking about singing a new song for the Most High is worthy to be praised, right? Sing a new
Mm-hmm.
song for his marvelous deeds. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you're going to quote it, quote the whole thing. So what are
Mm-hmm.
you talking about
Mm.
singing a new song? To who and for who? Right?
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be singing to God for his blessings to us and
Mm-hmm.
redeeming his people. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like the movie of Earth that we're living in. Is God's people going to be redeemed by the end of the story? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've been waiting on for a
Mm.
long time. And I think in the
Mm-hmm.
corruption, yeah, as Ms. Donnie said, it's not Jesus. So if it's not Jesus, then what is it? Right?
Yes.
And the reality is our voices do steer the ship. Right? We know
Yeah.
that from
Yeah.
James chapter 3. And so her
Yeah.
voice has a big Disney liner cruise ship behind it that is
Mm-hmm.
steering with tens of millions of
Yeah.
people on it at every second, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
she can really create a vibe with her voice. But if she's not doing it to God's glory, I think that's what Ms. Donnie was speaking on.
Mm-hmm. No,
And the
and
reality
I
is
Yeah.
that
feel you, but I
Democratic
do
Party,
feel like they have a lot of writers,
yeah,
a lot of people. You know, these are machines. These are not
mhm,
Beyonce being like, okay, how can I steer the voice? These are like, here's your speech. Look at the teleprompter. You know, we just need you to do this as a favor to so and so. And some people are literally using it unbeknownst to them. You hear people waking up all the time and being like, I didn't even know this was the devil. Because
Justin
also too,
Bieber.
look at my when I went to New York a couple years ago, this girl was giving me these like money mantras, and I was coming home and I was like, doing these like meditations, and then I was just like, something don't feel right, something don't feel right. And then of course every time I would listen to it, and then of course I started to study and looking at videos, and then the messages at church, and so I'm caught up in it, even spreading it to other people, not even knowing, being like, I just want, because we're thinking about, I just want to rise higher, I just want to get my wealth, I just want to do this. And there's a scripture that says, the way seems right to a man in a man's eyes, but the end of it is death. But sometimes the man doesn't know, because and that's where I feel like God has the fool's provision, because he does cover you and then reveal to you the truth,
Mhm.
and cover you knowing that it was unbeknownst to you. And I feel like that, Beyonce has been in this business so long, so many people are controlling the engine. It's not even her, it's just like, go ahead.
Mm.
I don't believe that she doesn't have say so in what's going on anymore. because she is the controller of her world right now. Her and her husband control their world
Mm.
unequivocally.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing getting past her that she doesn't want. That she's not going to put it in front of this. There's incantations these people do. They have back masking. You've heard about listening to records in the
Mm.
single ladies backwards. She's talking about loving Satan while she's making all these contortions with her body. And the singles lady dance is old. It was done in the 50s. That same exact dance is a video that she made for single ladies. Same moves, the arm contortions, everything. It means something, just like Rihanna doing all that weird stuff with her body in Umbrella. So they know what they're doing. And yes, I believe that they don't have control completely because they're in, like you said, a machine that's so much bigger than everybody.
Mm.
And they have to do it
Mm.
if they want their riches, like the devil presented to Jesus. I can give you all of this. No, you can't. You can't give me nothing, sir. I own all this. What you talking about?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I'm just saying.
I love
Guys.
the two songs you brought up too, because that Umbrella and Single Ladies, it is something. I'm a millennial, so I was in my 20s, like in the 2000s, right? Like coming into the Great Recession of 2008 through 2010. Those songs weren't out yet, right? Right after that period, them songs came out. I feel like our whole generation of women changed. Like we used to
Yeah,
have
they started making.
we used to have loving, beautiful women in our generation that wanted to marry us, wanted to date us, wanted to be with us, wanted to have babies. Something happened, and maybe it was the music with social media, and the women were like, I'm single, I'm popping, I don't need no man. And that has now translated 10 years later to we're more stagnant and separated from each other than we've ever been in the 400 years we've been in this country. Black
Well,
people are not
no.
together.
I
You wouldn't put
don't.
that
I
on the
will
music?
not let
I
you
agree.
put that
Go
on
ahead. Go
solely
ahead.
on Beyonce because before Beyonce,
Not just
before
her.
no. Let me say something. Before Beyonce,
I put
Lil
it on
Kim was
Rihanna
out
too.
there.
Look.
Like no, but we had Lil Kim was out there, and it was all about the Benjamins and this. Like first of all, hip hop was specifically perverted to take away from the movement because hip hop used to be a political movement. And
Yes.
as soon as when Bill Clinton came and went against Sister Soldier, and after that they just started funding garbage music. So it
Well,
wasn't just Beyonce. It's I seem like if it was like Missy Elliott was the standout because she was doing things that wasn't revealing her body. But of course, look at Donnie's face. She just disagreed with that too because the let Donnie tell it and the flam 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 that was talking to Satan too. And
no,
That pig
what
last
she
night, she was
did.
saying something.
No, let me just tell you. It started when they had a hip hop summit in the mid 90s. Right after Tupac and Biggie got killed, there was a giant hip hop summit. They called all the hip hop artists there. Now, I don't know if somebody had a teacup and a spoon in their mug. Get out. I don't know what was going in that up in that spot, but Crazy Bone said hip hop ain't been the same since.
no, they was at that summit like
Yes, something.
no, but I'm
Second
telling
place.
you, no, I'm telling you. First of all, I gotta get to the comments, guys. I see y'all in the comments. I gotta get to the comments. Let me just put it. It says people love to turn Beyonce into Marie Laveau. You better stop telling the truth. You said poor baby. Who heard her? He talking about you, Donnie.
Oh, yeah.
You said Lord,
I
not a
ain't heard. I
canary.
was awake.
Beyonce. He's look.
He's silly, bro.
He said, Lord, not a canary. Beyonce is from Houston. That's Popeye's chicken
She killing the chicken.
in the closet.
Chicken
I'm
in
a
the closet.